Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Royster, and for my persuasive speech topic today, I'd like to talk about why we should limit screen time use. You're probably thinking I'm a teenager, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm starting to realize the major side effects it can really do to our bodies. And I would love to persuade my audience, which is y'all, on why limiting our phone time use and our electronic use is so important. Today in my speech, I would like to talk about how reducing screen time helps us with our bodies. I like to discuss the mental health benefits it can do for us, and then I like to finally show you how it improves our relationships and our daily performances and the things we do. Also, during this speech, I like to talk about the major and healthy side effects it can have on our bodies. Believe it or not, many people today, like me and you, spend more hours staring at screens, which is TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Don't we all have those apps?
Yes, we do.
We are addicted to them, and we are on them more than we sleep, socialize with our family, and going outside. If you don't believe me, I guarantee you, if you go through your settings right now and you look through your history, how long you've been on your phone, it's more hours than you sleep. But some of us check our phones 100 times a day without us even realizing it. It's not because we choose to, it's just because our devices are designed to keep us hooked. Our body has this thing called dopamine. It's a chemical reaction in our body, and when it erupts, we start to feel good because it's like a reward. So our phone's like a reward, and it makes us feel good, so we're always on it. That's why we're hooked. But the reason why having so much screen time is such an unhealthy habit is because it affects the way we think, feel, sleep, and connect with others. After researching about the major side effects lots of screen time can do to us, I've truly seen the importance of why we need to balance it, and the side effects are insane. But since electronics are becoming popular day by day, like we have AirPods, we have little mini Apple Watches, we have big TVs at restaurants even, we have them when we eat. They're everywhere. They're popular in our society today. So limiting screen time, times like this are very essential. Limiting our screen time can really help with our health. It can help with reduce our mental strain. Our mental strain is like our stress, our frustration. And it can also help us not to bed rot and be lazy on our phones all day. It helps us want to be more present and protective in our lives. But to help us understand why limiting screen time is so important, I will first like to talk about the major problems it can do to our bodies and our health. So I read a really good article these past few days for my persuasive speech. It's by Philip. He is a doctor at Pond Health Facility. He does all these experiences on people, and one of his experiences was overuse of phone and how it affects our bodies. But he stated that the overuse of screens or technology in general can cause sleep disturbances. It affects the sleep quality. Our sleep quality is like snoring, etc. It also increases our stress levels, and it affects our metabolic functions. Our metabolic functions are these functions in our body that help us digest food, that we absorb it, etc. Something I found really insane is that it increases our risk of cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease is a heart problem. It's not good because our heart doesn't function, our brain doesn't function. We're basically dead. Heart is a very important thing in our body. Also, another crazy thing I learned about this is about phones is that it can cause breast cancer because the lights from our phone, they mess up our cell production or whatever. So when they get into us, we absorb them and they cause all these sorts of problems. So having things like this from overuse can cause major decreases in physical activity, preventing you from doing certain things day to day. Also, the blue light from our phones interferes with our melatonin in our bodies, making it harder for us to sleep. Also, eventually, people like us who do sit on our phones for hours, we'll eventually start to develop bad posture in our back because of it, because we're always looking down, and we don't look up when we look at our phone. We're not looking like this, y'all, right?
Right.
So we're getting hunchback, and this is not an overall good look. Also, another amazing article that I read over the past few days, it was by Omama Khalid. He mentioned that children who interfere with technology often develop poor motor skills. Poor motor skills are the body's ability to perform movements through the coordination of the muscles and the nervous system, which are very essential in our daily lives. Some children can't hold certain objects or use any fingers or hand muscles because of this overuse of technology. It's not an overall good look because they can't do certain things. They start to develop all these disabilities. They can't move their hands. It's just not a good look. So try to keep your kids off their phones. Also, people who keep a balance on their screens naturally start to move better and get better rest. Having small breaks and encouraging going outside for walks and stretching can help you maintain a lifestyle with electronics and also be healthy at the same time. So if you want to be on electronics all day, try to maintain physical activity in between. Now that we see the health effects screen can do to us, and our health, let's talk about how it affects our social skills and our interactions with others. Are you ready?
We're ready.
An amazing article. It's probably like one of my favorite articles ever because it's so relatable because I see it in my own life. It was by Carl Neiper. She mentioned that babies or children who overuse screens or television have a disruptive effect on the way, the technology has a disruptive effect on the way they interact with their parents. So parents use electronics to babysit their children, and they don't understand the excessive time their kids are on these devices for. Do you have kids?
I do.
Do they have the tablets?
Yes, they do.
That's not good because sometimes this can cause children to lose connection with others or their parents like you. The screen prevents them from having longer and more meaningful interactions because they're always on their phone. So they won't learn how to interact with others because they're always on their electronic devices. My brother even has one too. Crazy. But sometimes babies and kids also see their parents interact on their electronic devices. Some parents cannot hear the cues or cannot hear them because they're always on their phone. They get really distracted. So this causes the child to sometimes feel ignored, and it slows down their language development and emotional bonding with parents and other people. Screens also can reduce eye contact, making conversations between others feel awkward. My mom is always on her phone. I be talking to her. She don't even listen to me. She act like she ain't hearing me because she's too addicted to doing this. So those are effects of being on your phone a lot. They ruin your social skills. They also make us feel uncomfortable in silence. Usually people in quiet rooms, they tend to get their phone out because it's quiet, they have nothing else to do. But when you think about it, this really affects us in many ways because we need to learn how to interact with people other than being on our phones all day. This is why they ban phones in schools as well, is because of this. They want kids to interact more instead of being on their phone during quiet times, learn how to talk to each other.
Makes sense.
So it prevents our natural conversation and stops people from learning how to start conversations. So with all this, possible solutions to help us with our overuse of technology is trying to set a screen time limit. Do you have a screen time limit on your phone?
I do.
What time does it go off?
10 p.m.
That's very good. So trying to have no phones at dinner or bedrooms. This one is probably the hardest one because we like to be in our bed on our phones.
Absolutely.
And at dinner, right?
Absolutely.
But it's really good to at dinner especially, want to talk to one another. So let's try to have scheduled breaks. Also, let's try to block distracting sites. Guys, let's block TikTok. I know it's hard, but we have to block it. That app is addicting. Also, try to encourage face-to-face communication. Try not to be on your phone during boring times and try to talk to people instead of scrolling, etc. Maybe lock your phone in the phone jail. You can't do any of these. But in conclusion, limiting screens improves our physical health, protects our mental well-being, strengthens our relationships, and boosts productivity. In a world full of digital distractions, choosing to limit screen time is one of the easiest ways and healthier ways to have a more balanced life. Also, if you want to feel more present and more energized and more connected, the first step is putting away our screens, taking back control of our time. That's the end of my speech. Y'all have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. This is my audience.